in some games. Like, they have so much versatility when it comes down to just the individuals that can show up. And if you don't have that as Mazaalai, if one person ain't showing up today, well, you're pretty screwed.
Yeah, and I'm also like looking towards the op play on a map like Overpass, which can be so impactful. I'm not really sold on any of the oppers in this game. I mean, Wits, he's been missing a couple of shots. Machine Gun missing a couple of shots. Zilkenberg missing a couple of shots. I mean, there's obviously been those moments where they have connected. There's been those moments where they have looked good, but consistency doesn't seem to really be there for both these teams' oppers, and that's going to worry me a lot when it comes to this map. But let's see. We're going to have BREN over on the T side, Mazaalai on the CT, and they're already going for a very early boost in towards Graffiti. They really want to pick off someone coming towards short, but there's no one coming that way at the moment. They're actually going to be going up connector.
You hear the jump peak going through as they look to try and find a player down in con. BREN open up the door, start moving forward. No idea about Machine Gun's position. That's one kill, fades off afterwards without a second. But still, and see, the problem is they've given away 3 players on this B side. The bomb hesitant to move forward. You could see he was definitely contemplating movement up towards the A site. I think for that to really happen, Wits had to just barrel forward and seize some map control. You're still potentially talking about 2 guys A. I know there's not, but BREN don't know that. So they are a bit hesitant. Eventually, though, it looks like commitment towards the A side, but you've got Wits slow playing up on A. He's maybe coming in for a flank afterwards. If they can drag the rotates down, they've got to find kills to make that happen, and it just ain't working. So eventually, it's an A hit, but look at the position by Zilkenberg. He's gone up on long and waited for Wits, taking him down and now leaving BREN in no man's land. They have no control of any part of the map. Derek went forward with the bomb before Pro even made it into toilets, and it looks like this one is going to go down the drain.
Yeah, not a great start here for BREN. Good to Mazaalai to throw something a little bit crazy into the mix. As you saw, the 3-man stack, and that's the 1 kill, early man advantage. And it seemed like BREN were really confused at what to do from there on. And I did like Wits' position, but Zilkenberg just watching and waiting and lurking just completely shuts down that play. So really well done here out of Mazaalai to get the pistol round. But again, I think it's for me when it comes to the gun rounds, are they going to be able to defend against BREN, who's already beaten Tiger?
Oh, as we come into this round, yeah, the eco is going to be fairly one-sided for Mazaalai, you would hope. Honestly, if BREN walk out of this round with more than 1 kill, I think they're already doing spectacular. Just the deagle for Derek is what we have to look towards. The 2 Glocks lead the charge in connector to bait some gunshots out, find some information. Zilkenberg not able to find anyone, but here comes Derek. Derek the deagler. He's actually taking up the back of the pack, allowing the Glocks to charge forward into an SMG and almost certain death. Eventually going up to try and trade. I like that, but it doesn't work out. The Zilk on 3 HP makes it away. I would have preferred Pro to stick with the rest of the team on this one and try to actually get that. I mean, that would have been at least 1 kill. They dropped the set of armor, but a utility, a kit as well on the floor. Overall, that wouldn't have been a bad conversion. Problem is, Zilkenberg now gets all that damage done for free, right? He's managed to pick up or maintain his armor. He doesn't even have to reinvest into a rifle because he'll keep the SMG for this as Mazaalai play it as a bonus round. That 1 kill would have cost them probably 4K, if not more. And then if BREN won this round, that would be damage that was irreparable. And with 2-0 on the board, a flawless previous round. Mazaalai now on the bonus. Utility already deployed as they look to make it into short early on. Nuez could have been heard. He stepped in a Molotov. There's a possibility that they will have got the sound cue, but it looks like, for now at least, that he's in the clear.
Trying to get a feel out of them, right? Trying to see if they're going to get aggressive with these SMGs. The smoke going to come in towards short. Yeah, still Zilkenberg trying to watch long. You got Sugu. He's watching over towards Banana. It should be a decent take. I mean, they have so much utility behind this. Shigun's got the M4 tucked away inside. He's up in the one-on-one. He misses the first couple of bullets, and Papachulo is going to drop him. Now going to go for the smoke over towards Heaven. And we'll lock that down. They will clear out the remaining players at the site, and they will get the post plant. Zilkenberg now tries to push up. He's got 1 SMG, and Zilkenberg's got the last. Sorry, Sugu pushes up, and Silkenberg's now the last alive with the SMG. I mean, saving it, don't really need to. Maybe get a kill, maybe save an AK somehow. But realistically, this should be the first round now done for BREN.
Yeah, indeed, it should. I don't see a way in which he 1v4s this. Maybe the ninja on the cards. They're leaving a player behind. And yeah, Zilkenberg, he saved over this weapon in the previous round. He was 3 HP. Oh, he's going to go for it. Yeah, that's not working out. I respect the play, though. He was 3 HP, top connector. And he stood there fighting, managed to take them all down. We saw, I think it was Pro go down to the B bomb site by himself. And had he just been there with his team, they would have killed Zilkenberg. They would have forced reinvestment in the previous round. He wouldn't have participated in the previous round the same way he didn't there. Probably would have saved the M4, and they wouldn't have an AWP up right now. So you see that just that one player not going with the team in connector, deciding to go back and look for a solo kill on B instead of following the strategy, or maybe that was the strategy, which then is almost worse. And that's the impact it has. Now the CTs have an op. This is why you play with your team, albeit glass cannon.
He's already fallen back too. Rotate Sugu actually push up towards long. Maybe Zilkenberg's there to help him out. It's not going to have that flashbang though to assist the aggression if they want to go for it. So they're leaving Banana completely open, which we're not seeing the T side out of BREN punish. Seems like they want to slowly make their way towards the B side, kind of poke and prod. Derek, the one who obviously saved the map for them in the last game. And Sugu, oh, he's in such a good position. They expect him this close, though, and they're going to do it. Poppy. First kill comes through. Man advantage to the T side. And some utility being thrown as they try to go for the peek over towards Monster, but Bartek's going to spot absolutely nothing. Taking their time. I mean, 40 seconds left to go. Bomb's still down in T-spawn, so it's not like they could even execute here if they wanted. And I know if they take this, they're going to be looking at a 3-2 lead. Anyways, oh, so close to pushing forward. Derek just right around the corner. Who's going to hit their shot first? Derek's going to spot him out. He doesn't get the better of him initially. Going to push towards Monster as well, and Pro's going to get the initial kill. It's still being traded pretty efficiently, pretty evenly until Witz gets in. Maybe just give him an AK instead of the op. He gets 2. And Zilkenberg now left with the op in the 1-on-3. Now the 1-on-2. Tries to push forward towards water. He gets the kill onto Papachulo. He can't quite connect the quick scope onto Jaw. And BREN will live to get themselves a second round and force Mazaalai now to be on the eco. That clutch would have been massive for Mazaalai. And a great job by, I think, BREN here. You see Poppy just being very smart, being very careful about any aggression out of the CT side to suss out some information. Now BREN looking to have a clean round here. Keep that economy safe, right? Don't lose out on too many weapons. You might need them later on. Mazaalai getting aggressive towards connector. They do have only the 1 Deagle bot up. And the 1 flashbang at a machine gun. He needs to be sitting over at the B site with that. And it seems like BREN are being, again, very smart about these rounds. They saw how close the last game came. Or the last map came down to. And they're holding so many angles. They're really not trying to give any ground to Mazaalai. No weapons. And ideally, this should be a map they win relatively cleanly. We haven't seen Mazaalai really play it. So after the almost clutch out of Zilkenberg, and the 1-on-3, now it comes just to the pistols to hopefully make it expensive here for BREN.
That's all they can really aim for, really, Jason, isn't it? Do the damage, take some of the weapons out of their hands, and force reinvestment. Problem is they've stacked this strategy towards the B site, and BREN poked around at the start of the round, realized they didn't really want to take part. They were moving to A. Bomb's starting to move on back. As they cleared out long, didn't see anybody. Looking for toilets control, they're taking their time. In the meantime, Mazaalai rotate up through connector. 2 players spotted at least, still out of 4. Molly down deep, that's going to force Sogu forward. Should be a nice free kill. Yeah. They have no info on the final 2. I don't like that Derek's sticking around. I think falling back is the only choice. You've got to give up the weapon realistically. Oh, well, no, he doesn't actually. The player died over in party, so there we go. Nice little spray down. Yeah. Stat patter even.
Yeah, he deserved it. 3 kills. He saved them the last map. It's that final round machine. You're going straight to the AUG. And we're not seeing the op, and kind of sucks they didn't have the money for it. But again, I feel like the op hasn't been effective. I mean, I think Wits on the AK in the round that came down to the one-on-one, was start off as a 1-on-3, gets a double kill. I feel like he's had more impact with the AK than AWP. You know, except maybe forgetting about the one round he had, the nice double kill in middle on Mirage on CT side, but they ended up losing that round anyways, 5-on-3.
I like the connector play. Problem is, if a nade goes through, that's going to do some damage. Luckily, they're not sticking around too long. There we go. Start to move back. BREN weren't moving in through water anyway, so it doesn't cause too much hassle. For Mazaalai, they've got to eventually start to move back to the A site. I think they overstayed their welcome a little bit, considering there was no presence on short, but it worked out. It just means they have to... You see the amount of utility they burn on their way back. It's a risk, you know. Sometimes you'll catch one or two players coming through water, and in that position, it's definitely worthwhile. Just unfortunately for them, they didn't get that payoff. Serious lack of information as well, Jason. I mean, Mazaalai have seen nothing.
I mean, they don't have any smokes left. They have some flashbangs, but they're not playing that peak position. Eric gets the first kill, and a nice little flick from Bartek over to him. But it leaves him super light on the B side now, machine gun. If he doesn't get a kill like in the next couple seconds, I feel like you just save. You save all two of these weapons now as Wits takes down Zilkenberg, because he's actually lurking. Actually, his jaw actually lurking over towards the A site. We're going to be down 4-2, and you're not going to have the money to buy up. Save everything you got here, and try to come back in the next round with a couple of cheeky shots, and they're already going to lose Sugu. That late lurk out of jaw working out well for them. They don't know machine guns towards Graffiti, though, and he should be able to survive with this.
At a certain point, though, it's no longer about saving the weapons over them, right? And they're getting very close to the point where we need to draw a line in the sand. You'll hear us on Mirage, on a Dust 2, saying that, oh yeah, 8-7, that's not that bad, regardless of which way it swings. Even 9-6s are comebackable if you pick up those opening rounds, excuse me, the pistol, the first buy, or the force buy even. But when it comes to overpass, this isn't somewhere we expect the T side to excel. Usually we're talking about 6 rounds being a nice, comfortable ground to play from. But when we look towards the Tiger game, in which BREN managed to overcome them, it was 11 rounds. They started on the T side and found 11 rounds total. It's pretty damn impressive. So we know we're up against a formidable T side. But when they swapped to the CT, they definitely did slow down. And I guess that's where the main hope for Mazaalai comes from. You hope that they can at least build up enough on this defensive side.
It's also about how strong is their T side going to be as well. I mean, it's not just about them, the other team defending. It's about how successful they can be. Machine gun, speaking of successful, gets 1 kill. They're being pushed in from a couple of different angles now. The T's are. So bomb's going to be planted here. It's on Wits. I don't know why you put it on Wits, though. I feel like you want him to watch a position with AWP, or maybe just need Derek. He gets a double. Machine gun will fall. They'll have money to buy up anyways. Look at this. 10K for Ja. 10K for Papachillo. 9K for Wits. It's going to take a couple of rounds to bankrupt the T side.
I'll tell you the problem as well is that, okay, we talk about that game versus Tiger, where BREN found 11 rounds and ended up closing it out, what was it, 16-9? In the end, let me just double check that. Sorry, no, overpass, 16-9, yeah. They were 5 for 5 afterwards. Thing is, Tiger play overpass a lot. You know, they've got 7 plays the last 3 months, 6 coming into that game. And that's not the same thing we can say for Mazaalai. Their T side, I don't expect to be anywhere near the same level as what we saw from Tiger. And so we revert to the point of there has to be a line in the sand drawn. I think this is a fair round to do it in. Losing here almost guarantees BREN a 7th. Means Mazaalai will take an eco on the next round, as they won't have enough money to even grab M4s on any player. And at that point, BREN take a pretty significant advantage, regardless of how the rest of the rounds go.
Yeah. And if BREN keep the pace up, I mean, this technically could be a 13-2 if they're able to get that many rounds against Tiger. And Tiger is a stronger team from the same country.
Mm-hmm.
You have to hope that Mazaalai have another gear to shift into because they're going to need it. I mean, Sugo, he's trying to watch towards the bathrooms. Poppy's going to peek into this. Poppy wins the duel. This is like the reverse of what we saw towards the end of the first half of Mirage, where Mazaalai were winning every one-on-one battle. Here, they're losing. Seems to be every one-on-one battle. And they have to save this, don't they? Like, once they hear the bomb go down, 3-on-5, maybe get a couple kills, but the money's going to be so light next round.
Now, this is exactly what we were talking about. Or rather, what we were talking about is the reason for what they're doing. As they come in with no money and the inevitable 7th round, if BREN were to win this flawlessly, eliminating all of them, you then have to see them take a position of ecoing to bring these weapons through, to give them some chance. But they have to be so careful. Their job right now is not to find kills on the CT side. It does not matter what you do to BREN. They have so much money, it will not have an immediate knock-on effect, and not one in the long term that's even going to matter for the most part. What matters is saving these weapons, and they need to do that. Bartek baits them in. He's throwing utility. He's making them look his way, but that's the end of Nuez. There were too many players to deal with up close. Already this is successful. BREN can throw themselves forward. Just one more kill would be well worth giving up these weapons. They give up one. But the trades they've found on that, losing 2 for even one of the CTs, is more than enough to make that a worthwhile investment. Mazaalai lose 2 weapons, and on the back of that, they can't get a full investment anymore. Those 2, because they had armor, they could drop over rifles. Now that's not the case, and there'll be at least one weakness, but I think they have no other choice but to go for it. In fact, actually, they managed to pull out the rifle, just with no utility on Sogu.
But utilities, it's such a necessity. On a map like Overpass, like, you have to delay time. I mean, we're seeing how slow BREN's playing. Maybe you can get away with it if they're going to continue to play at that pace, even if you're not using utility against them with no smokes or no flashes or something. Sugu's also been playing over towards the A site, liking to get aggressive towards long. Saw him towards alongside bathrooms in the last round. Yeah, picked off by Papachulo.
I think especially in a round like this where you have low util, you have to make up for it with, or you will normally see teams make up for it with a bit of controlled aggression. You look to take early water, you look to push up on middle or long and find just some semblance of extra map control, but BREN are too quick in this round. They've gone straight down to B, they're up on short, Wits opens it up with an op shot, falls back immediately to the point where his rifles can provide that cover and trade out if he does get pushed. Mazaalai have lost an opening duel, and most importantly, almost a player that had a basically full utility belt, one of the few. Now they remain with 2 smokes and 3 flashbangs, 1 kit, and a man disadvantaged to try and hold off the T's that are looking favorably towards their site. It looks like B will be the one that's hit. There's no control on A. They haven't got connector. At this point, they've locked themselves into this position, but they slow it down, and for the exact reason of the rotate that we're seeing from Zilkenberg. When they delay, they allow one of those CTs to move position, weaken up the B defense, and now as they move forward, they'll find a much easier time.
Papachulo almost shooting his teammate. Bartek, though, comes in big. It's 2 quick kills. The bomb they planted. Bartek's going to fall. The spraying out of Papachulo gets himself a 2. And now Sugu left alone with no utilities we talked about before. How the hell are you supposed to retake this site in a 1-on-3 with no flashes, with no nades, with no smoke? Well, I guess the answer is you've got no chance. You'll be saving this, and I feel like we've been saying that the last like 3-4 rounds for Mazaalai.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of the decisions they're making, but it is unfortunate that they find themselves in a spot where this is the correct choice again and again. But oh well, we'll see if Poppy, yep, just destroys him, Ship walking around the corner. My god. 4 kills for him in that round. He's been a beast this series. What I mentioned in the previous round was that I wanted to see early aggression, right? Controlled early map control. And they didn't manage to do that. They instead waited for BREN to have fully pushed in and seized control of water and then started to move forward. At that point, you know they're holding you. You know they're posted up. They didn't expect them to be quite so close on short, I think. Instead, looking down towards connector or lower water so they could flash around the corner. I presume there was one about to come around for Nuez as he got off. But just going for that aggression, that Nuez again. Oh, this time it's straight down on B. Through the smoke they rushed. And I don't really blame Mazaalai for not expecting that. I wasn't even looking at that part of the map.
I mean, that was one of the first rounds they picked up the pace and rushed.
Yeah, I really don't blame them. I thought that was a short aggression yet again from Nuez, which is why I was so confused. But no, that makes sense. That's versus this kind of buy as well, Jason. I can easily see a world in which we're sat here going, but they're versus pistols. Why did they rush? Now they're all dead.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I don't think we want to see that.
But I think we've seen enough of it.
We've seen it too many times. We've been burned too many times, Mitch. We've been betrayed. It's now a common occurrence. This is 8-2. And BREN, they lose the pistol round, they lose the follow-up, and they've looked so damn good these last rounds now. These last 8 rounds. Is this going to continue? Can you come back from a 13-2 if you're Mazaalai?
Oh, I really don't think so. Very few teams can. Maybe the Cloud9 of old. We go back about 5 years, but this is not the team. This is not the matchup, and this is not the map to make those sort of comebacks. Mazaalai really need to step it up and start now, or it's more or less done.
That would be a 0-4. I don't think there's really much coming back from that when you're, again, games only get more difficult from here. You still have the 3 Chinese teams of Invictus, Vici, and Tyloo to play. Wits, I haven't really seen too much of him on the op. He was on basically 16K. Jaw's on 12, Papachulo's on 11. I mean, even if Mazaalai start winning out, BREN are going to have a bye every round until this half's done, it feels like, because of the loss bonus. Like, by the time they're broke, they're going to basically be on max loss bonus anyways, right? So, not only like their tournament, this map as well is only going to get more difficult the longer it goes on.
Well, BREN are on their way. Them and their stacked up bank accounts. Looking for the A side. Silkenberg's holding that. Oh no, he was holding toilets. Couldn't see Wits going up above, and I think that more or less summarizes how this map has gone. Just completely caught off guard. Mazaalai don't get a thing done. Look at that. And it looks like it was versus an eco, but I guarantee you Mazaalai had weapons in their hands for the short amount of time they were alive. This is always the funny thing to me, Jason, because having done a lot of online Counter-Strike, I'm sure you've experienced this as well. The consistent idea when you come into a series and you can just see a team is favored, especially on maps like Overpass in this matchup, and there'll always be the narrative from some people of like, oh, they're biased. Like, you know, Mazaalai go 2-0 and we're like, well, you know, let's be careful here. Let's not get off to a running start when really it's a walking race. But then you really see what we mean.
Well, what gets me is when people are like, oh, these casters are biased. Well, I mean, we have bias for a reason because of past results and doing our research. I mean, there's literally a reason we're saying this team should win. Because, hey, they beat the best Mongolian team, and now you're against the number 2, arguably number 3 Mongolian team. I would say number 3 at this rate. Like, yeah, I mean, they beat Tiger, they beat him convincing. On, I think it was Mirage, and Overpass is a lot closer. Actually, no, Overpass was 16-9, you said, or something?
16-9, yeah.
Yeah, like, there's a reason we're saying BREN are the favorites in the series. It's not because we don't like Mazaalai, we definitely like the team. But they're 0-3, about to be 0-4.
I think it's something that, I don't know if it flies under the radar, but we never take pleasure in a team not doing well. Like, it's more exciting to watch a close matchup where both teams know the map, where both teams are, you know, showing us some good Counter-Strike. It's obviously what we want to see. I couldn't give a toss who wins the series. It makes no difference to me. I think if BREN win the series, I get to eat sooner, I guess is the way it works, but it's about where it stops.
That is a pretty convincing point for bias, though.
Yeah. Let's go, BREN! Sorry. Thought I had my mic muted. No, but like in all honesty, I think especially because it's people's career, and I think that's something you realize the longer you're in this industry, like you can never really wish ill for someone for any reason, because like these teams have at the end of the day, whether it's well, yeah, if only they got the memo. But the thing is, these teams, I'm sure Mazaalai have put a lot of time in. It's very easy to sit here and say, oh, what are they doing? You know, where's their strats? Where's this? Where's that? It's like, it's just not fair.
They're still better than 99.9% of the players out there, right? Yeah, they're still better than the majority of teams that exist.
I mean, when you realize, because you're trash. Oh my god. And that wouldn't work for me. Papi Chulo especially, huge scalp to claim at the start of the round, and through the smoke, Zilkenberg falls. I mean, live by the sword, die by the sword.
I'm gonna go down. I mean, they still took their time in this round. There was about, like, what, 15 seconds remaining before they go for the plant, and Machine Gun didn't move to position. I guess he thought he was. His mind was somewhere else, thinking about the suit behind him of electrons. Gonna bring that one back up, and yeah, Bartek and Sugu again gonna have to save. 10th round on the board here for BREN, hitting double digits. Gonna get an AK for your troubles, but your money's hurting. I think what's even worse is that being on the CT side and losing a large streak of rounds, because obviously it costs you a lot more. Okay, that was a little weird. It costs you a lot more to rebuy up. You know, the M4s, you definitely need the utility a lot more. Whereas if you have the losing streak on the T side, well, hey, AKs and armor every round, or maybe Galils and utility. I mean, which is on 16K.
I do love the beautiful irony of Zilkenberg headshotting Papi Chulo through the smoke and then immediately getting headshot through a different smoke. Well, not immediately, 10 seconds later. It was gorgeous.
It's beautiful sometimes. Beautiful
full
chaos.
Circle. Exactly.
For some reason, we said full circle. I imagine Happy Gilmore. Again, probably another movie you haven't seen.
I've seen that. Come on.
Come on, just it wants to go home. Just tap it in. Full circle.
Tap it in.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a big Adam Sandler fan. I think
I was okay. I'm gonna kind of agree with you. I'm a big early Adam Sandler fan.
Well, I don't know if you've seen. I haven't seen it yet.
If I have to see one more movie with him and Drew Barrymore, I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, well, Gems. I think it's called.
Rough Gems. Something like that. Yeah, that's supposed to be really good. I'm gonna watch it soon. But yeah, I think that's probably his only serious acting. Like, I mean, non-comedy, where he doesn't just do the exact same thing movie to movie. There's the beautiful. In a way, that's almost a beauty in itself, right? I know it's like people say, "Oh, he's a terrible actor. He just does the same thing again and again." It's like, yeah, but it's funny. So I mean, you ever watch Laurel and Hardy? Guys did the same thing every movie. They were the original Hollywood celebrities.
I mean, if Robin Williams was still alive, I watched Mrs. Doubtfire like a week or two ago. Honestly, I could watch anything he does, because you imagine, like, you see the movie, right? We see what they're showing us. It's one thing, but if you're like a cameraman there, or if you're him in general, like you're supposed to be put on this whole like skit, this whole persona, and he goes like so in detail and depth with it. I don't know, it's such a great thing to see. It's very sad that obviously he did pass away. But I think it's very hard to be a comedian. I think it's much easier to be like a serious actor, because to be a comedian, you have to be different. You know, you have to be out of the normal. You have to think of things like a completely different way. We're completely off topic, but
that's a tech pause. We can be here for about an hour or so, I think.
And even Patch Adams. I mean, so you talk about, Adam Sandler doing more of a serious movie. Patch Adams was a comedy, but it was like a serious comedy.
I don't think I've seen this.
Patch Adams, so he's a doctor, and his medicine is laughter, and he's like he's helping like terminally ill patients to give them some life.
He's a real dude, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. So we're having a tech pause here. We're not sure exactly what's going on. maybe Mazaalai realized like their mice weren't connected or something, or their
Oh
key bindings
god,
completely changed.
we're just off a conversation about, yeah, you know, players are putting their best foot forward, they're trying their best. Like, these guys don't even have their mice plugged in. Turn your monitors on, guys. Nerds.
I'm not from the south. I didn't go hill.
Goddamn nerds.
I'm not goofy. Hill.
Well, I mean, more than likely though, it is probably something to do with ping. I mean, stability amongst these regions.
I mean, it's a massive region, right? Asia.
Yeah.
And you have
100%.
teams from Southeast Asia playing against teams from Central Asia. I don't know if that's technically
Ireland doesn't even have it. Like, Ireland is small as hell, and we haven't got internet in some parts of the country. Or like we do, but it's, you know, like the really terrible, you're getting at 1 meg up down kind of thing.
Hey, back in the day, 1 meg. I remember, again, this was before your time. Dial-up internet. Good old AOL. Logging into that, having to watch the wait screen, and then you log in and you hear the "you got mail," and you're like, "Oh," and you realize it's all spam. But that was my go-to. Oh man,
Yeah,
I remember my dad
wasn't there.
teaching. I remember my dad installing like AOL and like making the internet. Like the first time I remember seeing the internet work was like on a laptop of his in our place in Arkansas where we grew up. Blew my mind.
Yeah, we used to have.
Back before pop-ups. Oh man, the internet was an amazing place before pop-up ads. I think even the I'm pretty sure the inventor of pop-up ads regrets him ever coming up with that idea. Just like the guy whoever came up with the idea of K-cups regrets it.
Of what?
Yeah, the inventor of K-cups. Like you put in the coffee machines. It's like that little cup. You put it in and it like punctures the cup, puts hot water through it because it creates so much trash around the world. Yeah. But hey, we're back in the game, so.
I was gonna say I used to have like a USB stick that was the internet. Because I used to have to travel a lot because my school was like 100 kilometers away from where I lived. So we would I'd have the laptop with just a little plug-in USB stick. It was pretty cool.
What? You can take the entire internet and put it on a stick?
It's crazy, isn't it? What is this world? I have them permanently plugged into my phone these days.
We're back into the game. As you can see by the score, 10-2. We're a little off topic, obviously, from the tech pause, but it's also been a very one-sided affair. I guess we could try to like look at what does Mazaalai need to do differently. But I feel like the problem is it's as simple as this. They're just not winning a lot of these aim battles. I don't think they're getting a great read on the utility either. Like we haven't seen many flashbangs come through and then kills to follow up with. This should oh no. As I say, that should have been a kill if he held the angle.
These things happen, unfortunately. Moving forward towards the A site, you've got Zilkenberg flashed off, smoked off, and he's back over towards bank. Oh, he's going to go back out. A little bit of a retake after taking down Jab, and now mollied off. How does he get out of here alive? He doesn't. That's how. Happy Chul getting revenge for the previous round now. Making his way over towards the truck. The smoke goes down. That's a deep one, though. It's fall. Did it fall below? Doesn't matter. Machine guns out. Taking absolute heads. The smoke's a little bit too shallow. Pro, though, catches the angle as he comes on through. Looks for more up close. Gets tagged, but through the truck. So he's good to continue aggressing, but the spray wasn't there. And that should be the round. Wits is so low. Surely they don't let him get one after another, and he even misses the shot. 10-3. Mazaalai back on the board at last.
Yeah, nice bounce back comes in. We've seen that happen quite a bit off of, you know, tactical or tech pauses. But will it be enough? Again, there's an endless supply of money for BREN left in this half. They're not going to run out anytime soon, and there's only 2 rounds left to go. We need to see Mazaalai. I'd want to say almost pick up these last 2 rounds. Even before that, they needed to pick up way more than this. A little bit wary of their T side. But it's finally some life within this team, and we haven't seen that since basically the 2nd round, which is the last round they won.
Well, let's see what else they've got for us. They need these last 2 rounds on the CT side, where they're going to be having one hell of a rough time getting their first map on the board for this tournament. In their 4th best of 3. Machine gun on the swing after the flash. Can't follow through on the kill. The nade, too shallow. Derek gets away with his life. Just about, though. It's stops any aggression towards B. Indeed, it stops the notion of them even taking the B site. Derek's going to recover that bomb. He's now the dedicated bomb carrier and support player, considering his HP. But whilst it looked like they were going to rotate to the A site, this could be a heavy fake playing out, with Derek sticking around down on lower B. Now starting to move, though, towards the connector. Now starting to move backwards. And I'm guessing, from the movement of Derek alone in this round, that BREN don't quite know what to do. They've not got any control. They're smoked out on short. I guess that's what's pushed them back towards this B site. But they're very much just in no man's land. Any direction is lost, and now they just look for an opportunity to find some form of an advantage back.
Oh, don't get too cocky, though, Bartek. Witz is watching the angle. They're slowly working their way forward. Smoke comes down. A good smoke, actually, considering how much time's left on the clock. They're almost have to gonna push through it or hope somehow Pampachulo can come out short. Jaw also still holding towards toilets. Here we go. They're gonna push through the smoke. Bartek's waiting. Flashbang gets completely caught out. Jaw gets one. They haven't dealt with Bartek. They actually didn't spot him out because his teammate picked up the kill on the man who pushed forward, and they get the 4 clean kills. Jaw left alive. 8 seconds left. You're not gonna win this. Trying to maybe limit the economy out of Mazaalai, take away some of these weapons, but they've got the double upset. Oh no, Bartek dropped it last second. Okay, so I guess they don't want to go into double op. So BREN gonna have money. Not a big deal for them.
They might expect a faster play out of BREN coming into this round, and I think with the lack of an AWP, that's definitely a strong possibility. Let's see how things move. And T-spawn, they're favoring the B site straight away. 3 players moving forward, 2 for utility on the back. Going through the water, smoke down, there's control. The Mazaalai haven't got anything to work with there. They come down through connector, but yes, a faster play is exactly what comes through. BREN already coming out onto the site. They've got control, but not finding any players yet. Those smokes obscuring them. Nuez through the smoke even connects that shot. And is tagged up heavily by a Molotov on his fade back. 36 health remaining. But now the CTs deploy their smokes to try and isolate some of these angles. Nuez keeps on going through the smoke, gets himself a 3rd even, and that is the end of the round and the half. 10-5. Mazaalai, they do the bare minimum in the situation they were in at 10-2 down, but their half is still pretty terrible overall.
Where's this Mazaalai been? And maybe the tech issues were bigger than we thought. Because ever since that pause, they've won out. And it looked much better. I mean, you see here, it's 5-on-1. But here we go, Pistol. This is what they need. Keep things going to keep their momentum going from the last half. And I guess their chances alive to potentially take their first map in the whole tournament. And not to bring that up to talk badly about them, but not getting a single map, the only team to not be able to. But what does our T-side have? I think that's the underlying question we've been wondering. Because we haven't seen him play overpass. His T-side is going to be very difficult against the experienced guys out of BREN.
We did mention before that we expect better performances from BREN T-side on Mirage, right? And I guess the same thing can hold up when you come through to this one. They're better individuals. You're looking at a map that they're very comfortable on. Obviously, then they'll probably perform, oh, this is a heavy B stack, 4 players, pushed back by the utility, but they can still take these fights one after another, look to overwhelm them. Pro goes down. The jump in the water, though, I think he realizes that's a mistake immediately. But with Nuez and Bartek both finding kills, that should pretty much be it.
What?
Witz coming through on 2 huge headshots. Now a winnable 1v2 for Ja. He's got armor to work with. Looking for the players as they cross over. Not able to isolate the first, the peek out. Just well handled by a machine gun, just baiting him into the fight. But even still, not doing that much damage. Only 11 connected. Machine gun in danger of falling. Sogu might well have a 1v1 on his hands, but no. A headshot finally found. That will be Mazaalai taking a 6th.
And I kind of like the play there. Run away. Make it as you're heading over towards the A site. You saw the bomb. It actually came back through towards heaven. And the second he was spotted again, when he was shooting over him at machine gun, he went back to go into plant towards the A side. But they've invested again. We're going to see the Kevlar, head armor, pistols, even a scout for Witz coming into play for BREN. If Mazaalai get this, they're up to 7, most likely up to 8. And then we have a game on our hands here. We got a map 2, which I would expect to be sane after that first half, or at least after that first 13 rounds.
Yeah, it's definitely early days though. With the, I mean, I wouldn't quite call this a swing round, but whenever BREN do get the full buy, if BREN win this, that puts them in massive favor. If they lose this, they'll have to eco, and as you said, 10-8. Then that's a swing round. Mazaalai win that, they're right back in the series. But for now, they're still looking in. From the outside, window licking.
You just say window licking?
Yep. In French, that's what they call it. Instead of window shopping, it's window licking. No idea why. They're weird people. I always thought we should use it.
I just honestly don't know what to say to that.
I can't remember the actual term for it. Let me look it up.
Is Jaw gonna push this? So he's gonna tuck away. They already have the man advantage. Well, now they have a big man advantage. Second kill for him. Number 3, the last bolt in the chamber. Bartek falls. The scout shot's gonna land, and it's all going so bad here for Mazaalai. Sugu left alone against 3 players. He likely has the bomb, but he's got a man coming from behind. They're not even gonna get the 2 rounds on the board after the pistol. Oh, even dinks Derek.
3 players surviving though, 2 of which have armor. I mean, that's huge. And helmets. That is huge for BREN. My god. Mazaalai are going to be kicking themselves. Yeah, they got a bomb plant, but it's irrelevant when you're coming into round number 2. God damn. Yeah, it's or is it Liche vitrine, which means like licking the showcase. It's the word for window shopping. French are an odd people.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to insult an entire country, that's on you.
Yeah, I'll go for it. Why not?
Just go all in.
I'll tell Kenny S next time I see him. See what his response is. I think he'd agree, to be honest.
He's my Thunder buddy.
Alright, fair enough.
I'm not even kidding. If you ask him who's his Thunder buddy, he'll say me.
I'll ask him next time.
Have been since 2014.
Either this is true or it's going to be he'll just look at me like, what the fuck is wrong
no,
with
he'll
you?
know. He'll know. Yeah, from the movie Ted.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get the reference. I didn't really like Ted. That was alright.
Yeah, probably don't like him. Oh.
I like Family Guy. That's the weird thing.
American
like
Dad?
Ted was... not as much, but it's alright.
Cleveland Show?
Never seen it.
Good answer. There's a reason it was canceled after like 1 season. Oh, Scout again, the bonus round coming in here for BREN, and Wits is hitting shots. 3 players left. Bartek's already low on HP. Crossfire trying to come through, and they unfortunately both miss. Wits gets the headshot on Bartek though. It's down to the 2-on-2. So technically still gonna be winnable. Or Mazaalai. Still not gonna be easy, however. Zuckerberg needs to reload. He's got the AK. There we go. Oh, no, he's gonna have a chance. Oh my gosh, the flashbang as well. Gonna rescue double AKs? No, just the 1 AK. And they put Mazaalai now on to the eco, 12-6, looking at 13-6. Still have obviously on it one of the craziest games coming up after this. We had last week Tyloo against Vici, ended off 2-0 for Tyloo. Got to see some Vertigo, which is nice. And now we have, after this game, Invictus versus Vici. It's kind of a battle of second or maybe first place. Invictus already beat Tyloo. If they can beat Vici, then it opens things wide open when it comes to China.
Yeah, I think that's probably the game of the week. I'm excited for the last game on Sunday, which is Tiger Vici. I think that's going to tell us a lot about... Wits, you're sticking around a while. But AWP, I'd be out of there, and that's why. It's 2 weapons picked up. I mean, Mazaalai can do this.
They don't have the bomb.
Mazaalai can't do this. they could bait the players into full rotating, I guess. But, oh, look down below. Look at B. Pro's on his way. He's coming behind through T-spawn. He's going to see that bomb. The second he sees that, they're done. They don't get the opportunity to fight. But he's not moving. He's stuck down. He fears the rotate.
Will he hear them rotate? Yeah, that's my question.
I think depends where he steps, actually, yeah.
I don't think so. Oh, yeah.
He's heard him, yep. He's heard him.
Res isn't push now, then.
Well, because... So, it'll be very hard to distinguish if that player's actually ran away. Or if he's coming towards you. So even now he's worried about the player having gone down connector. Maybe he stepped, ran back towards Con and shift walked down the ladder. So he's got a lot on his mind there in terms of where these players actually are. There's been no presence on A for a couple seconds, but here we go. Plank goes down. He's just going to rush connector? Yeah, okay. The right call. The rest of the team should wait for him to get in position. Hopefully that door is open for him. Oh, no. Maybe it was closed and he realized he doesn't want to open that. He'll just retake with the team. He's also the only player with utility. So, again, look at BREN's decision-making. This is something that I wouldn't normally point out, but that we normally wouldn't see from this region. He goes right back over to CT spawn so he can flash them out.
Both players are towards restrooms, though. He's got the nade, but they need to hit the shots. Machine gun going to miss. Nade comes through. He's being pressured from both angles. He's going to fall. The second player's going to be noticed. He can't quite hit the shots on the guy defusing the bomb. And he's going to fall as well. Not going to have time, though, and that will be Mazaalai to win the round. I thought they had no chance, considering they left the bomb back in spawn. They pull it out.
They sure made it close, right? Didn't make it easy for themselves, but that's not what Mazaalai like to do. What a round to win out. And
Witz
again,
died in restrooms with the op.
Yeah.
He should have ran away.
Exactly what I was going to say. It again brings it back to that point. You know, I don't even remember what we were talking about, but we were just having a chat, and then I realized, like, why is he still there? You take a shot, cool, you know you're against pistols, get back to site, run. Don't try to post up. If it's versus rifles, I think risk reward might pay off there, but pistols are going to just swing on you like crazy and be pretty accurate while they do.
And now we're seeing BREN on the save. You have Witz with the op, but again, I haven't been convinced. Been a couple of key moments where he needs to land something, them to lock out a round. Those couple of moments haven't really gone his way.
Yeah, I don't know about the hero AWP for Witz. How much impact it's going to have in this kind of situation, you know. I think we're possibly looking at that 12-9 realistically.
Maybe. I mean, Witz at least is in a decent angle to make the op work. Well, there you go. First shot hit. Eric with FAMAS. Not able to quite connect, though, on a machine gun. At least get some low. They've rotated away. They've gone back towards the A site. Jaw's going to be here. We saw him with the Deagle. He's got the CZ this time. 1 kill would be great. 2 would be amazing. And 0 is going to be unfortunate. I think you just saved the AWP at this rate. Maybe even the FAMAS. I mean, Pop even has the Kevlar and head armor invested into this. And a kit, more importantly.
Definitely worth the save. You let your money stack up, and it still gives an okay chance for the next round. Pro's got the CZ. He can drop that to a player, so you've at least got 4 weapons and then 1 USP to work around. John 1K, maybe he goes for Deagle too. It's not the worst situation, so long as they survive with all 3, and it looks like, considering where Mazaalai are at with 10 seconds left on that bomb, that we're in a good position for that to happen. And again, really love the UI that we have, that we actually get to see the time left on the bomb once it's planted up the top, as well as when they're defusing, down to 0.001 of a second. It's pretty sick. It helps so much for us. Like, let's pretend we were on the standard spectator, and we're looking at the players in spawn. Like, I guess there's like 20, maybe 25 seconds. You don't know exactly how long is remaining for those players to start hunting. Whereas when you see them with 12 seconds running away from the site, you know, okay, they're definitely not going to make it to T-spawn.
And I've always talked about this, and I'm a big fan of being able to see when it's going to explode and if you're going to be able to defuse it in time. But the only argument I've ever had really against me is it takes away from the suspense right? Of like not knowing if he's gonna pull it off or if he'll barely pull it
Okay.
off. If it's like, you know, 0.01 seconds left. But I think in general, like those happen so little that it's more helpful to see like, okay, he just barely has time, or at least at the top, even if you don't have the progress bar, just to see like, okay, there's like 20 seconds left on the bomb. They have to move now. You know, they have to get in there to go for the defuse. But I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, I like it. It makes our lives a lot easier anyways. But I can see how, like, when it comes down to those last for example, the round there, you remember when the player was defusing on Inferno inside the smoke and he touched it and immediately you were like, he doesn't have time because we
Mhm.
can see on the bars. So I guess like in a different situation, that would have been a little more exciting where it'd be like, oh, does he have it? Does he have it? And then he dies the bomb explosion while trying to ninja. So I get it, but at the same time, it helps us out a lot where we know, do they need to go for it? Do they not? All that sort of stuff. Get
Yeah.
another tech pause. Not the round for it.
Maybe an upside for BREN this time, because last time there was a tech pause. Mazaalai bounced back with the final rounds of the half. Not sure if it's going to work necessarily in BREN's favor when they give it a go, but, you know, it's been a tough game. It's been a tough series. 16-14 map one on Mirage. When the first half was 10-5 for Mazaalai. Potentially going to go 16-14 here with the first half going 10-5 to BREN. Really don't know which way this is going to turn out, and I don't think neither of these teams know either, to be perfectly honest.
Be quite worried if the teams knew how it was going to end at this point.
Yeah, a little rigged.
I think we'd have some iBuy power in the chat. And you, of course, if you like iBuy power, you probably like I Sell Power, which is a team that one of the guys on the broadcast here played for. Well, Dinko. He's muted on TeamSpeak, so I can talk about it without being shouted at. They only had one game on record, Jason. It was a cobblestone game, and well, it didn't go too well, Jason. I'll be honest. They lost 16-4 to a team called Titans with a Z. Really good team. They've got Crad, Vinny, you'll recognize from Fury, Crad from Hard Legion, Maniac, a guy called Mitchman. He was insane. He was really good in the series.
How many frags did Mitchman get?
He got 15. It was a 1.15 HLTV rating.
Where was he on the scoreboard, though, compared to the rest of his team?
Second last.
Who was last?
Shaka, Maltese player. I Sell Power had a Sergey from Ents, who lost two 1v1s to Mitch. Don't worry about it. And a Dinko with a 0.70 rating. He tried. You know, he did try. I'll give him that. His very hardest.
I mean, it sounds like those teams were a little unbalanced. I mean, having
Sergey,
Mitchman,
Steele.
having Mitchman on the Titans team, like that's clearly gonna skew it in their favor. Big push in towards B. Pick up the pace quite a bit. This is a force up out of BREN. I say force up. It's the 3 saved weapons from the round before. Ocho's gonna get one. It's still a 3 or a 4-on-4, but it doesn't seem like a convincing one because they're kind of taking their time. I don't even think they're gonna go for this. They look for some exit frags, gonna take away some weapons, maybe secure yourself a weapon for Jaw, maybe a better one for Papachulo. Going to the next round with you know, pretty decent weapons, pretty decent buy, and hopefully stop Mazaalai in their tracks at 9.
Well, that's the plan, yep. Oh, there's another little exit for Pro, and he's out of there immediately. Jazz might have a weapon he can pick up. Is Nuez going to survive? Yes, he is. Jazz going to look to finish him, barrel him forward, and he gets it as well. He even survives. Wow. Okay, well, that's some damn decent damage done by BREN. You can see the benefits of saving over in the previous round. And at 12-9, whoops. At 12-9, we're where we expected to be. No real surprises in terms of how the rounds, or who the rounds went to, but how they went definitely is more skewed towards BREN than I expected. The full buy comes through. The AWP for Wits, it has been underwhelming this series. There's been a lot of problems. Again, growing player. But for now, they need him to start sprouting. As Mazaalai looking towards the B site very favorably. 4 players on short. This should be a very quick round because they've got no control elsewhere.
Oh, he turns at the wrong moment. They try to flash in to get aggressive. In the meantime, Derek locks down Monster Control. He just can't quite pick up the kills after that. 3 players here, and it's gone the way of Mazaalai. And go down.
Sick.
2 smokes and a flash, no nade. They have 2 players on such low HP. I think Jaw actually might be able to clean this up. The smoke towards short. Using the ability to close this distance, close this gap. It's got Nuez off to the left-hand side. Now he knows he's going to be there. There's the first. Still has 2 more to go, though. It takes on Zulkenberg. That was a healthy target. Suga's left alone now. He's at 7 HP. Jaw has a flash, but he's running out of time. He's got the kit picked up. Got the smoke. Doesn't have to stick it just yet. He's going to sit on it for now. Pushes through the smoke. He's got time to defuse it as well. And finally, BREN. They'll let go of that defuse button. Get a bounce back. And get themselves up to 13. It's taken a lot of rounds to get here, though.
Oh, yeah. Mazaalai have been putting up a fight, that's for sure. But their T-side, how long can they hold on for? They're going in for the full buy-in, and you can see that they're just about at the end of their tether. Losing out on this pretty much leaves it to BREN. It'll be 15-9 and a very difficult comeback. Look at these entries from Nuez. Look at how much damage he's doing there, completely shutting them down. Spotted the op up above. They even spammed through the smoke to try and take the op down, but Zulkenberg missed by a hair. And unfortunately, that is, or could have been, the round going their way if they landed it.
A little bit worried now for them. They lose this round. Mazaalai, just to reiterate. That's 14 to BREN, and then they're... I mean, they're on eco or they force? And then that's 15 for BREN. They win that follow-up. It's getting very troubling now for Mazaalai, who are currently sitting 0-3. BREN only at 1-2. So they're going to rotate the bomb back towards the A direction. And Jaw was still holding up close a little bit in 2 restrooms. They're going to back away and try to play around this AWP, and Wits is even really checking too much towards long. Should be able to win the aim battle up against Bartek, Op versus AK, and even have a rotation to come in out of Pro to help out. And Jaw, not anything really done. He's gonna fall. Long's gonna push, and Wits might get overrun.
That's way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. So, okay, Wits falls back. This is being watched by Pro, but Wits can't support it anymore. All his util's gone. Bar's nade. Pro's dead. He's gonna be peaked by 3 players. It's a firing squad. 16 seconds left. Ja didn't need to play aggressive. He really didn't. The spray is actually decent, connecting quite a bit of damage. 50 health off Nuez. As they look to push forward afterwards, Wits goes down. Had a kid in play. At least Pappy still has one, but 2v4 is unlikely to go their way. Starting to back on off. I'm going to look at that timing. As soon as he falls back, Nuez starts to move forward. Not catching them off just yet. Slowing down the pace, so the CT should get away. They get around that corner just as Sogu comes down. 10 seconds. Heaven Peak's going to be the big problem for them. Sogu causing a bit of a distraction. Now they know where they are. Oh, we didn't need a peak just yet. Again, one of these situations where if they just played it together, if Sogu dropped down, if Sogu stayed, Nuez dropped down, they could peek that from 2 different angles and probably take down at least one of them.
Almost surprised to see them chase it. Like, I get it. Obviously, they're going to be saving next round. The money's going to be really rough, but also your money's not necessarily clean either. Still able to full buy up. Sugu should have his utility behind this. Their money's still going to be hurting. Again, they're in a situation where if BREN can somehow pull this round out, they're going to be on 14 and most likely 15. And that's one of the last timeouts coming through in this match. Oh, I thought he was going to take off and show some stats, but he's just chilling.
Just having a nice time.
I just want to zoom in, because I think a white part looks like a mouth to me, and there's like 2 eyes on the side and like a little hat. Like, that's what I see.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know why it's getting randomly bigger and smaller. With breathing, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
It's alive!
He's taking a break.
I've just been playing Detroit Become Human, so I don't want to think about it.
Hashtag ad? I don't know. You've been talking about it a lot. I feel like...
Dude, it's such a good game, honestly.
You know what's a really good game? Counter-Strike Global
Overwatch.
Offensive.
Oh, sorry. I thought that's what you were going to say. You're big into the OW, aren't you, Jason?
No.
No? I thought you were casting...
Not anymore.
Was it Contenders?
Hell no.
Sure of that?
No, I didn't cast Contenders.
What was it you were casting with Puckett?
I've never cast with Puck in my career.
Wait, what? Am I losing my mind?
Yeah, I've literally never cast with Puck in my entire career.
Huh, a tall man that looks like you.
There's not many. I mean, you can't get a tall man and handsome that often in this world. Like me.
You cast with Uber, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was it you were casting with him?
Not Contenders. Just casted tournaments.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Still.
Don't taint my legacy.
You're big into Overwatch, that's all I'm saying.
My dad made it.
Loves it. Jason's all about all about Hanzo.
Okay, I was gonna say this was starting to look pretty decent. Jaw's gonna be over. Oh, Wit's covering his back. I thought he hit the 180 there. Pistols and now the 2 rifles. Nuez is gonna fall. This is looking good. BREN, again, as I said before, if they win this round, they're gonna be up to 14, most likely 15. Because Mazaalai are not gonna have much money to spend in the round after. That's why I don't know why they chased them so much in the round before. They lost out on 2 or 3 different weapons. And look what they have to spend. Nothing.
I mean, what do you do here, Jason? Like, buy 2 AKs and let the other guys buy armor?
Well,
Give them the AKs?
If you buy and you lose, isn't it still almost over then?
It is over pretty much. Yeah, but it looks like they're going for that. Oh no, I don't like that. Or 15, 16, 17. Yeah, Bartek could have bought an AK, given it to Machine Gun. Machine Gun could have dropped the pistol or something. I don't know. I would have preferred that, but either way, they're coming on into this 14-10, forced buy for Mazaalai. On the back of Zilkenberg saving that AWP, he had no money for the next round, so they said, screw it. They think their AWP is their best chance. Based on what we've seen so far, it absolutely is not.
He's on 8 kills.
Yeah, this is not the round to take a risk. Look, if you've got Olivia or someone, you got Annihilation. Hell yeah. Forced by every damn round, he's got an AWP. Let's go. But when you're talking about Zilkenberg, as we said, his performance has just been pretty terrible across this tournament. I think there's an argument to replace him with Machine Gun as the AWP, or look for another one within the region. I don't know how fruitful that would be. But if Machine Gun's shown some promise, I think if he could focus on AWPing, already, I think if you just put him in that role, I think he would do better than what we've seen from Zilkenberg so far. Maybe it's a rough tournament for him. I don't know. I know he's definitely a legend of the region, but at the moment, that's not showing.
I'm not a big fan of Jaw's position either. Like, it seems like every time he takes this aggressive hold towards the restrooms, he just dies.
Last time he screwed himself, though. Like, he flashed in and made it very obvious he was around here, and then sort of shoulder peeked out and then swung. So they just knew exactly what was happening. They saw him the whole time. I don't mind where he is now, but it relies on him having cover from the site. Witz was covering for a second, but had to turn back. Now he needs support. The smoke was down because Witz had to look at long. He's managed to back off to another position, but he's got to win this 1v1. Good damage done. Okay, I still think that's a positive position, but Witz forced in the open on the back of that Molotov. He goes down after just one. Bartek falls, but a 2v3, a 1v3 with Derek going huge on the site. 5 seconds left, and this round is gone.
And no money. Suga dies after time, so he has 0. He literally has no money.
Why would you run towards the site there? Like, there's 3 seconds left. The chances of them peeking are very low within that time. And then you leave yourself in a spot where you cannot get away. I mean, there was nowhere he could run as soon as time ran out.
It's looking pretty over, but it's not necessarily over, Mitch, because there's still 2 deagles. 3 deagles.
And see, the problem is, Jason, the formula hasn't worked today.
That's true.
We've not seen it pan out as we expect.
I wonder if BREN knows how low their funds are. I mean, you have Sugo on 0 with a Glock. No utility. He has to hope like someone dies and he picks up a a rifle. I mean, I'm assuming they're not even gonna give him the rifle because there's no armor. A pistol, he's just gonna die. Okay. Not the person you really wanted to kill, to be honest. Nua's gonna fall, or Nua's gonna fall as he takes down Wits. And there you go, the Deagles. They get themselves one weapon, potentially the op. I think he died a little bit too far in sight. Actually, no, they do have it. Machine gun picks it up. Now it's doable. Got a rifle with armor, got an op with armor. Derek, though, the op in his position. He lined up last time. He's not getting anything this round. The Pro is still here. Pro gets one. He can't get the second, and don't even tell me the 2 Deagles was enough. The formula might have come out true finally. Papachulo 1 on 2.
I was gonna say, I hope he takes his gun out. Player up close to him in the smoke. That's Zilkenberg. Smoke's about to fade. The nade goes out of his right clicked. Pappy knows there's a player close left. Let's see if he's got what it takes as the smoke fades. Hasn't quite got the angle there.
Oh, he's not
going through. No. Unlucky. Unfortunately,
why do they
this
hold
time...
so close again? They're against pistols. They hold close. They lose 2 weapons.
Yeah. It's just consistent, really, isn't it? I mean, that's one thing, right? They're making the wrong choices, but you got to give it to them. They are consistently making the wrong choices, at least. They stick to it. Stick to their guns. Not what I'd recommend, but...
I mean, speaking of guns, they're not going to invest. It's a Deagle for Pro. Just going to save, and they still have 4 rounds to play with. No point throwing anything away just yet. Go for the full buy next round, and then look to win it out. Martek's still far pushed up. Zogelberg's trying to watch for any flank from long. Now, I do see we have 2 Deagles for Pro and Derek, by the way. I don't know if that's the magic formula, if that fits all the criteria. Like Zilkenberg almost fell asleep there on the wheel, on the scope. Maybe expecting a repeat to come through.
Jason still coming into the last 55 seconds. There are 2 Deagles in play. But they're not going to go anywhere near the B side, unfortunately. Yeah, Mazaalai just bail, and they're going to go plant B, and this should be the round going their way. I don't like that Nuez is sticking around. It really seems unnecessary.
I kind of do, only because Bartek got tagged by the spam of the USP. So they probably thought it was the player there running away.
Yeah, sure.
That's the only reason. Only reason.
But even like if they stay top con, smoke fades, and 3 players come down, he's dead.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to get them all. And even if he does, let's say it's a 50-50 chance that he dies versus the 2 Deagles or survives. If he survives, he gets basically nothing. And if he dies, they get an AK. So risk reward didn't really pay off.
Well, they're going to buy next round anyways for BREN. They're make it expensive. They don't have a lot of money to spend.
There's the AKs. Just such a valuable upgrade. Getting a little bit of cash for the kills, but really it's all about those AK-47s, those one-shot headshots that BREN now have to work with.
And Pro was on 7,300, so they can easily drop an op over for Wits. I almost don't want to see it. I feel like they've been doing better without his op, to be fair.
I gotta say, the rotors on the drone move very slowly. Or no, I guess it's like just a blur, so it's an illusion.
If you look in between them, you can see the other ones.
Mm.
I wonder how much he gets paid.
The drone?
Drone, yeah.
I wonder if it's the drone operator. I wonder where he is. He sat in one of the offices here on the PC.
It's Bardolph. He's like, I'll do it for free. I'll do it for free just to get some drone time. I mean, when we're not, or when we're playing out a round, he's just racing the drone around the map. We just can't see it.
Just going wherever the camera isn't. Yeah, all those free cams are actually just the drone.
Here we go, though, Mitch. 15-12. Match point here for BREN. We're going to get very aggressive towards Fountain off the bat. Take away a lot of ground from the enemy team, but as we can see, they're going to be going over towards water. I think they're going to be spotted. I think that was Derek to spot at least Nuez out. A lot of noise being made. They're going to smoke it off. They're rotating players there too. And this will be a quick hit. They're going to rush straight in towards the site.
Hoppy does well to keep them back, finding the first. The teammates on the rotate down. Pro's already taken out, but Derek's there for the trade. Again, taken down. They know where Poppy Chulo is, and straight through the Molotov, excuse me. Sogu's able to land it. Ja almost taken down by a nade. He's left in a 1 versus 2 with 9 health. The player down below, Sogu, should be able to seal the fate of this round. I don't imagine this is going to go all too well for him. Saving might be the call, and then 15 to 13. Now looking almost certain to be on the board. We are going the full distance yet again. With no money remaining for BREN, they should just be taking a nice light buy in the next round, if a buy at all.
Did they even opt that round?
I don't think so.
I don't know either. Let's see, John 43, Pro on 4K.
No op.
That pushed to the smoke, or the Molotov.
You just never expect it, right? Molly's in full bloom.
I mean, the shot hit anyways. It's not like you were ever going to kill Sugu there. You pre-shot it. But hey, they got one deagle. They got 2 deagles. I'm not counting them out. Oh my. Is that a wall shot?
Those are the USPs, I think. Zilkenberg, Nuez, both dinked. It's a pretty damn good start. Flash around the corner, even blind Sogu, gonna cost him a bit more time. Did they notice last time BREN had a full stack on A when they played pistols, right? Oh, it's gotta be careful there. He's being spotted. He baited them in though perfectly. There's 1 kill for them. Ja, AK-47 in hand, is rotating up. He's now on the site, but Mazaalai realized that's a probability. It looked like they were going to move back and go to B down connector, but instead they're actually sticking around, going for a late execute. Pro 4x3, bro. That's costing them their AK. It's costing them the round.
Again, they didn't invest into it, so it's not a big deal to lose the round. Yeah, just a couple of pistols, but that was it. And Derek can look to take a couple of guns away, but we're going to go into round 30. Derek, okay. 1 on 2. He gets an AK. Don't tell me they win it off this. I would feel so bad for Mazaalai, who fought so hard to get back in the second half. Okay, so he's just going to save the AK.
Mazaalai doing better on their T side of overpass on their first official play in the last 3 months than what Tiger, a team that play overpass quite a bit, were able to muster against this team. And it's the sort of, it's the really confusing thing, and I know it happens within all regions really, when you look at which team should beat which, but it feels more occasional when you look at European or CIS Counter-Strike, well, maybe not CIS, but NA. And then you come to this region, to CIS as well, and you're just like, anyone can beat anyone. You know, there's the top maybe 2 teams that should, 9 out of 10 games you think they'll win, they do. And then the rest, it's a crazy mix-up. Deciding who's number 4 in Asia, good luck. Good luck to whoever has to make that decision.
I think you just leave it up to the rankings for that.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Final round of regulation. Op versus op. Papachulo is going to have money here in a few seconds. Or he has money. Just waiting for the final timeout to go through. Comes down to this. Are we seeing overtime? We already had it happen in our first game of the day. That was over on Mirage between Beyond and Lucid Dream. A chance for a second.
And we come into it now with a decent buy for both teams. It's one I don't mind seeing it decided like this. You don't really like when you come into a round at 15-14 and one team's got pistols or something like that. It feels dirty to decide the map like that, but I guess it does depend on the rounds before. As we come in with an AWP for Wits, I want to see a little bit more from him, but he's playing over towards A. This is a B hit through and through. As Mazaalai look to move forward, flashes around. The first one didn't actually connect, so Pro can still fully see, but he bails back to short, catching nothing on his way out, and it's all down to Papi Chulo on B. He's got to get the damage done, got to stave them back. Smoke down beside him, looks to the... Oh, he's dead. Shot in the back by Zilkenberg. And that should well be an overtime. A 2v4 retake that they have to go for. Wits with the off has been underwhelming for sure. Good spray by Ja, but Wits falls in the meantime. So Ja's got an ult to do. Off retrieve. 3 shots needed to be hit. 30 seconds to get in there. Stop this defuse. He has a kit. Not a snowball's chance in hell. 15-15. OT is coming.
Wow. Honestly, I have no words. I don't know what to say. BREN looks so good. So dominating. On their T side.
Mm-hmm.
And then the tac pause comes in. Sorry, tech pause comes in, not even tac pause. And then Mazaalai bounced back to finish off the half. And then BREN just looked like a shade of their former selves.
What's amazing about this really for me is Mazaalai being able to keep their heads in the game this whole time. And that's incredibly impressive. As the team that are the underdogs, 10-5 down, I don't think you keep your head held high. Most teams don't, certainly not at this level. But they manage it, and props to them for it.
Yeah, if this goes to a third map, I don't know how you bounce back if you're BREN. You have to definitely take that timeout, the break, and use it, because it's got to be so frustrating to be so close to closing out this game, to be up with such a lead, such a dominating lead. But let's see now as they're looking to start to pick up some rounds in the first half of overtime. Jaw's really far pushed up, by the way. He has the quick flank from behind. If he plays this perfectly, there shouldn't be a round Mazaalai can win. 50 seconds left. Incendiary going to come in to separate them. He pulls out another nade, and he gets overran. Flank going to be coming through, but it might just be too late. Bartek gets the first 2 kills. Papachulo, well, he's good for 1. But that's it. I don't know why Derek took out another nade.
Well, this round
they lose their flank as well.
Round's completely taken out. Just like Derek when he pulled the nade. Wits 28 health. I guess he's got players everywhere. There's not really a whole lot he can do. Steps are heard. Maybe they think he's going to short. I think that's the best case scenario for him. The scope heard. He's dead. I mean, yeah, okay, he doesn't die the first time, but there's players everywhere. 11 seconds left. You're talking 20 before this round's actually over, and there's just no way with 28 health he survives that long. 16-15. Mazaalai coming ahead. Their T side has been impressive, I gotta say. I did not expect this. You look at them never playing overpass, how this matchup should go. BREN picking this map, looking good. I don't understand how they've ended up in this spot. I really don't.
Me either. Again, it was so dominating on their T side. I don't know what's going on with them on the CT. Just like simple mistakes. Jaw had a good flank, but the team didn't stall for time. He puts on Incendiary, cool, like it. Takes out another nade, gets overran by the other 2 players. Then they lose the second player thereafter. This B site hold and the peaks, like where's the flashbang just to peek in a monster? Like where's the assist? Even a couple of rounds before, I think, was it Pro who was about to round the corner, and then he pulls out a grenade and they start to rush forward, and he just jumps back around the corner as the teammate flash comes through. They don't accomplish anything off of that. And now Mazaalai, since the second round in this game, they have a lead once again.
I like the change-up, leaving Wits down here with the op, and he gets the kill as well. Opening duel to Zilkenberg rather than the passive utility hold they've been having. After that opening duel, then you can resort to that and hopefully not stand out with a nade on the other side of it. I don't know about the water aggression, considering they haven't controlled a monster for 10 seconds now. There could easily already be players here. Wits is to clear so many angles. Gets the kill. Okay, I don't think it was the right move, but it's worked out.
As I said before, just because it worked out doesn't mean it was the right play.
It's a very dangerous game. You know, you can take a massive risk. It can pay off. You know, put it all on red. Okay, don't do it again.
Put it all on green.
That's the play. Yeah.
Then you never need to play again if you do that. Because either it would be flat out broke, or you'll be rich.
Either your life's over, or you're just insanely rich.
Oh, okay. Well, this is looking like a much better B hold. Snoo is left alone. 16 seconds left to get the bomb planted. It shouldn't be possible. And they keep peeking him. And maybe he will be able to. Yeah, 8 seconds. Just save. There's no point. Maybe if you can somehow pick up an op that you lost earlier on and keep it into the next round. Maybe necessarily need to do that. Everyone has some pretty good money on their side. 16 all. Thing is, if BREN get another round here, or even maybe just that one round, I could see them just 3-0ing their T side if they can kind of replicate the form they had earlier on today when we were in that first half. Or do you disagree?
No, I don't. It's been a long, long road, Jason. A lot of trials, a lot of tribulations. Mazaalai, I think, put up a better show than I expected. I gotta give him big props. Not over yet. They can definitely bring it to another map. And you got, like we were saying, losing this series pretty much guarantees they don't make playoffs. I mean, they would have to beat a Tyloo, a Vici, an Invictus, and really, as I said before, losing even one map to Mazaalai would be an upset for them. And it's not like Mazaalai have a map, you know, that they're god tier on, that they can outbrain them. Why, Wits? Why do you always do this to me? It works out yet again. This man is some sort of guardian angel these last couple rounds. The toilets aggression cost them rounds in the past. With a man disadvantage, he went forward for it. He took the risk. It paid off at the start. 2 players low pushing. B, Derek can't get the spray transfer, but Pro's there. Down to a 2v2. That's an AWP, but Pro takes him out. And 16-16. 1 round advantage for one of these teams, and it comes to a 1v1 to decide it. Wits picks up the M4 right after the shot, but Soku too damn clean on those headshots. BREN peeking 1 by 1 in that last fight. And that's what cost them at the end of the day.
I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore here about this map. I mean, questionable peek out of Wits again. I feel like it cost them more rounds than it's ever won them rounds. From him getting that aggressive. But hey, Mazaalai, they pull off 2. Now swapped over to the CT side that to kind of remember how to do it, how to get back their former glory. As BREN were walking all over them. Yeah, they took like 10 straight. Yeah, 10 straight. Lost the first 2, lost the last 3. But I just imagine BREN might be defeated, maybe frustrated. To go so dominating, then to just have that downward spiral against them. To not be able to close out any of these rounds, to suffer. And really figure out that nothing's working. We'll see if they can bounce back here. Going for the spread over towards A2 into connector. 3 coming out towards playground. Well, 1 playground, 2 fountain.
BREN have to get off to the flying start, really. Considering the way some of these rounds have gone, I mean, it's truly heartbreaking. They've had risks that pay off, and then they get punished immediately afterwards. 40 seconds on the clock. As BREN look to make a move, this could be their final stand on overpass. Losing here will mean that the best they can get is another overtime. Gotta be flawless on the T side. This is where they picked up most of the rounds before, 10-5. Can at least find two. They'll be in for another OT, but Sogu in with a double. He was blind on the second kill and spraying away, looking for more. He might just save the day for that CT side. 8 seconds left. They've got a plant, and it's only Wits left alive. He spammed through the box. He's shot while blind. And 18-16 we go. Guaranteed Mazaalai another OT at worst. And if they pick up one of these next 2 rounds, this will be their map, and we will move on to Inferno.
What a spray. Gonna get the last one blind. Where are the smokes? Where is the utility? Wit still had a smoke. Why do they try to walk into that site with nothing thrown down except the flashes? Zuckerberg going for the peek in towards middle. He's not gonna have a shot though as the smoke was put down. He's gonna back away quickly. And after gonna be gang for the BREN side. Yeah, I don't know. I think just sloppy play. They had at least one smoke. Didn't use it. I didn't catch if anyone else had it because everyone else was dead.
They all died so quickly because there were no smokes now. Yeah, it's one of those situations where I feel like things are just unraveling for this side. I don't know what specifically, whether it's communication, the leadership, the individuals just not bothering. But when you come into a round like that, that's so important. You run down the clock and then you push into a site without even using an ounce of utility. What's happening? What's the logic? Where is it? Because I can't find it. And BREN picked this map. Mazaalai have not played officials on this.
Mazaalai haven't won a map this tournament.
Yeah, indeed. And of all the times to start, they're choosing it on BREN's map pick after a fairly deflated first. Wits opens up this first kill of the round. The molly will keep them down. They can go for a bomb plant now if they can smoke off left side and get across. If they just smoked on their own Molotov? Is that giving Sogu a chance to push up ramp? It looks like he's not going to, but he had the chance. Shot, good connect. Sogu's on fire. These last couple rounds, he's been absolutely huge. Looking for more towards short. He should be double peaked here. They heard the flash. There's the swing. Pro only good for 1. Still down to a 3v3. This could easily go to Mazaalai as they move on forward. Not ready for 2 players. Short, surely. This is where it can go their way. I want Derek to peek first. They spotted him out. The spray down, though, from Papi Chulo. Absolutely huge. Oh, man. So I wanted Derek to peek because he would have been right side peeking. And in that situation, you're basically a sacrificial lamb. But he got spammed through the wall. Papi Chulo immediately swings and double sprays them as they look for the bomb defusal. That was clean. And 18-17, Jason. One more round for BREN and we hit another overtime.
But what about second overtime? Might be going that way. Double op set up for Mazaalai. Still not necessarily a big fan of it. Zongelberg on 17 kills. I mean, he's definitely stepped up. I think he was on 8 kills. Like, even into the second half. Like, pretty deep into the second half of regulation. He's able to get up 9 more, which is good to see. 6 kills for Ja. Zongelberg's going to be spotted out. Smoke going to go down to buy him some time. Flashbang as well. And I don't know how he stays alive. I don't know how he gets that cross without even taking any more damage. Such a weird map. And how it's played out. Oh my.
That's one way to start off. And returning the damage that was dealt to him. An eye for an eye.
An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind though, Mitch.
An eye for 2 eyes makes the other mofos not be able to get yours.
We'll get your second one.
Well, yeah. No, you've already lost an eye. I mean, I think it's a pretty good trade then.
So you're saying a one-eyed person will be able to take 2 eyes from another person who what? It's impressive.
Just,
It's also
really
impressive
wide
is
fork.
potentially this attack or potentially this defense. They've gone the players here, and I think that's going to do it. We're going to see a map number 3, 19, potentially to 17, and there we go. Mazaalai will finally get their first map victory here. It's taken a lot of games, but they finally